Hey, what's up? This is Ricky with Rave, and today we're going to be taking a look at Airspace, a new plugin by ModeAudio. So Airspace is a combination of a delay and a reverb all in one plugin. It's designed to give a sense of depth and ambient character to your recording, and today we're going to see if maybe this plugin's right for you. Alright, so let's take a look here. We're on ModeAudio's website on the Airspace page. And first thing we see here is listed right now at $77.52 USD. It's nice to know there it does have a free trial, which I will link to in the description of this video. All right, so it says here, soak your sound in an endless variety of space and texture, combining both stunning real-world acoustics with classic studio hardware and experimental processing in one easy-to-use effect plugin. So without using it hands-on, it seems that the real value add of this plugin is the combination of both the delay and the reverb all in one. All right, so we have a lot of audio demos, which we won't be checking out because we're going to go hands-on. All right, so the plugin is powered by a bank of 450 recorded samples. So value for the price point, that's quite a bit of work that they went into. So here under the main features tab, we see that there's the combination of the reverb and stereo delay effects, the dual convolution reverb engines, the 450 recorded impulses we read earlier. All right, so we also see there are dual 4-band EQ effects built in. That's handy. Any producer knows sometimes delay and reverb can get a little messy when it comes to the mix, so it's nice having that built in there. So if you're looking for something to just, dive right in and get to work, this is pretty nice. And then here we just have some photos showing what the interface looks like, which is pretty clean. So let's check out what it's like to work with it hands-on. Okay, so I just opened Logic here. I'm just going to do the standard electric piano. It's going to be using just the standard electric piano. Pretty simple sound. So here we have the Airspace plugin loaded. The design of the interface is pretty user-friendly. There's primarily three main sections here. We have color, delay, and space. Down here we have the delay modification parameters. And so it looks like you can turn each one on and off, which is nice. Up at the top here, there's also a dry-wet mix that you can control for overall output. Also important to note that each of the three sections has a dedicated volume control. That's cool. So for color, if you click here, you have a library of the different impulses that come with it, kind of divided into different sections. So there's quite a bit here to work with for customization. If you click here on the EQ, it looks like there's the individual EQ for the color section, which you can turn on and off, toggling that button right there. So now over here to the delay, you have the tempo sync. I would imagine it varies per preset, but it initially starts turned on, which is nice. Your mix control, your left, right, you can crossfeed the two if you toggle that on. And over here on the upper right, you can link the left and right. So that's convenient. And then over on the space column, it's a pretty similar layout with the EQ toggle. And I would imagine, all the impulses are going to be right there in the same menu option. From a layout perspective, me personally, I like how it's just one single page. It's pretty, sometimes there's plugins that are a bit overwhelming and daunting in how they look. And this is pretty straightforward and user-friendly. This main bar up at the top is where you're going to find all the presets. So you have your initialized preset if you want to make your own. And then over here, you have your presets if you want to dive into any of the 240 plus presets that they have made. All right, so let's go to the very first preset, ambient acoustic mirror, and just see what it's like here. All right, so I'm just going to scan around through a couple presets here. All right, here's fog warning under the ambient section. right, so now we're under the blur section. This preset obviously has the delay turned off, so it's just going to be kind of showcasing the space, the reverb, and the color impulse here. All right, so let's go over to Cosmos here, Stargaze. So that is just delay in space. Let's just do delay here, test that out. That's cool, it's got kind of that wobble to it. It's also not syncopated to the BPM in the project file, so I'm just going to turn that on and turn on the metronome here and just let's check it out. And without. All right, let's just do space here. Yeah, that's a, wow. It's got a long sustain. All right, so real quick, let's test this out in the context of a melody. Right here, I have basic chords drawn in. Now, this is all the same exact sound, just the stock Logic electric piano in 3 different octaves. So we have the chords, the same notes for the bass line, just dropped down an octave and chopped up to keep kind of the sense of time. This top line, just melody. These top line notes to add just kind of a sense of movement, and these 2 Apple loops with a little bit of a filter on it. So this is what it sounds like dry, no instances of airspace. It's pretty flat. I'm going to play around real quick with the top line here. So scanning through, I found this ambient preset called Distant Shore using the color, delay, and space. So it's going to be a really full sounding effect here. I'm just going to tone down the dry wet mix real quick. Yeah, so that's a single preset. It really kind of sets it back in the mix and adds this texture, emotional sounding. I'm pretty impressed. So let's go to the chords. All right, so I wanted to try and find something that wasn't going to take away from the big ambient feeling of the lead line there, but still transform the sound. So it has a differentiation between the other 2 same exact presets. Electric piano presets, I should say, not the airspace. So I went to the transform section, and this one's called casing. Kind of adds this like metallic-y texture to the transient of the electric piano, and I don't think that clashes all that badly with the lead line. And to note, I have this at the full dry wet mix, and the preset is just color, space, no delay. All right, let's find something for the bass line. Let's try warp. I don't think we've looked at those yet. All right, so it's definitely not going to work for this example, but that sounds pretty cool. Let's actually look at a couple more warp ones. Just keeps going. Yeah, you can definitely make some really cool cinematic sounding textures for your record here. Let's try something a little less extreme. Reflect. Turn the delay down and syncopate the cue. Max a little high. I'm going to go down to the delay mod here. You can tempo sync here as well, the different LFO shapes, which is cool. You can do the same over here with the band and the mod rate. Also gives you a pitch shift and shift mix capability. So let's play this all together. And let's listen again with everything off and just see. I'm pretty impressed. This is a relatively lightweight plugin, but it's super capable, and I don't think it is limited to any genre per se. They note that on the website that, whether they do techno or cinematic music or, kind of a wide array of genres, it's applicable for any producer kind of looking to add a touch more personality to their sound without, using a traditional stock reverb. I think what sets it apart is the wide library of recorded impulses. Some just kind of standard, others kitchen appliances and pots and pans and stuff. And I think that sounds pretty cool. With the parameters it gives you, you're pretty much only limited to your imagination. And for the price point of $77, and I think it was like 52 cents, this is definitely something to look into. Kind of regardless of what genre you produce, it's definitely worth checking out the free trial and see if this is something you'd be interested in using. It's definitely something I will be using in my own work. It feels really straight to the point, and I'm impressed with the output of the sound it's capable of. So like I said earlier, we'll make sure to link to ModeAudio's Airspace down below in the description of this video. And if you're a music producer or a fan of electronic music production, make sure to subscribe here to We Rave You. We have a lot more videos coming up. Thank you for watching.